Welcome to the Degenerate Dillon podcast, where Dillon has you covered with everything from spreads to futures to prop bets. Follow him every weekday as we pick daily best bets using stats, analytics, and a little bit of luck. Now here's your host, Degenerate Dillon himself, Dillon Nelson.
Welcome in, everybody, to a Thursday edition on the Degenerate Dillon Show. It is February 11th, 2021. We had our first bad night in a while last night, and it was real bad. I mean, all kinds of bad. If there's any extra kinds of bad, it was those also. First game of the night was Rutgers at Iowa. We took Rutgers to cover the 5.5 that they were given in this game. We also took the point total at 152. We took the over. Both did not cover. Both of these teams started out really slow in the first half, finishing the half with both in the 20s in point and scoring. They came out and shot a lot better in the second half as they should have the whole game. If they would have had a first half like they had a second half, which is what Iowa usually does. They usually put a complete shooting game together, and they weren't able to do that last night. But if they were able to put that complete shooting performance together like they usually do, we probably would have covered. The total we took was 152. The final score was 66-79. That's a total of 145. So we were just 7 points off. Rutgers, just for sake of the line, just could not keep up with Iowa's hot shooting last night. The first half seemed like both teams couldn't find a direction. And then second half, Iowa just shot the ball lights out. And it felt like every time Rutgers could get about 8 or 9 points within the lead, Iowa would come back on the other end and hit a three and move it back to double digits. And it was like that the whole entire second half, with Iowa finishing the game off 79-66. So we did not cover either bet there. 0 for 2. Second game of the day was Mizzou at Ole Miss. This was our all-time bet the mortgage on it, do what you can to put money on Missouri against Ole Miss. And if you didn't listen to me, good for you, because Ole Miss came out and had their best shooting game of the season, maybe the best shooting game they've had in a couple years. They out-rebounded Missouri 34-19. Missouri rebounds at a 36 average clip. They only got 19 rebounds last night. And that could be due to Ole Miss making most of their shots, shooting almost 60% from the field last night in this game. But 19 rebounds for a team that usually grabs 36 is definitely defeating. It was just one of those nights. It was just one of those nights that Ole Miss just was feeling themselves and made everything that they put up. I watched the replay of the game this morning. I could not catch it last night, but I watched a replay of the game this morning. Some guy put up a replay of every single possession. It was like 20 minutes long. So I got to watch that, and it seemed like every shot that Ole Miss put up went in. And as an Arkansas fan, I feel like, as probably most fans do of their schools, I feel like every time we play a school that is a little bit underwhelming like Ole Miss is, they have their best performance against us. It always is against us. Always. It seems like that, at least. But for Missouri fans, that was the case last night. Ole Miss had their best game of the year and won this game handedly by 21 points against the number 10 team in the country, one of the best defensive teams in the country, and out-rebounded them by a plus 15 margin. So, yeah, lock of the century was not kind to me last night. Third game of the day was Marquette at Villanova. We discussed yesterday that we felt like Marquette had been in close games and at least in their last 5 games, had been in close games with good Big East teams. I felt like the 11 points given was a good line for Marquette. Well, just like the Ole Miss game, Villanova came out and had their best shooting performance of the year on the night that I bet against them. Nova shot 63% from the field last night and 60% from 3. The game was about 7 or 8 separation at halftime, and then Nova came out in the second half and just went on a tear. Just made everything from deep, made everything from the restricted area, made all their mid-range shots. It was ridiculous. They were plus 15 in the assist margin. You don't see that very often. You don't see one team having 15 more assists than the other team. You just don't see it very often. Villanova is the number 5 country in the team. They showed why they are a potential number 1 seed and a hopeful for the Final Four. They showed that last night with their performance against Marquette. So we did not cover that one. So 0-4 on our picks last night. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we were due for that. We were due. I'll take some shots along the way as long as we can keep a consistent 2 out of 3 picks every night, or 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4. As long as we can keep that consistent, I'm okay with a night every now and then where you don't win any. That's okay. Moving on to tonight's picks. All NBA action today. I don't know. It's a lot of Pac-12 basketball tonight. And I could get in and watch some film on these teams, but I like the NBA games tonight, so I'll stick with just a 3-game NBA slate. First game of the night tonight is Magic at Golden State Warriors. Talk about a Magic team that has been underwhelming due to injuries this year. They're 9-16 in the NBA. They might get Fournier back tonight. They might not. If they get him back, that could maybe change some things. I don't know. Vujic and Aaron Gordon are really the only weapons they have there. We've discussed Markelle Fultz really looked like a weapon they could really use, but he went down with the I can't remember, if it was a torn Achilles or ACL injury, but he's out for the season regardless. Magic have only covered 3 out of their last 10 games and are 5-11 as underdogs. That's not good tonight as an underdog and a road underdog. Golden State, on the other hand, has covered 6 of their last 10 and are 6-3 as favorites. Take Golden State and the 7 points given tonight. I don't like one stat I don't like in this game for the Magic is they play terrible defense against the 3-ball. What does Steve Kerr and Golden State do? They shoot the 3-ball. Another prop bet that I really liked in this game was Oubre. Just the play of Oubre recently. He's been scoring a lot. There was one prop bet plus 450 that you could take that was Oubre makes 5+ threes and Golden State wins. The one I like is Oubre scoring 20+ and Golden State winning. That was plus 150 on Bovada. I like that prop bet a lot tonight. I'm going to ride that prop bet tonight, actually. Oubre's been shooting very well. Next game of the night is Toronto at Boston. The line currently sits at 2 in the favor of Boston. Toronto has won 4 out of their last 5, but they have played scrubs in the NBA. The last good team they played was the Kings, and that was on January 29th, 2 weeks ago. Boston is 2-5, but has been playing the likes of the best teams in the NBA. Both teams are solid teams. I like Toronto and Fred VanVleet and Siakam. They've been playing some good basketball of late, but I like Jason Tatum even more. I think if this comes down to and I said it the other day when we were talking about Boston, I like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's ability to close out games when it's close. And I feel like you're going to get a close game, a close fourth quarter matchup where Jason Tim shows why he's one of the league's new superstars. Point total in this game is at 223 right now. And if I was going to choose, if I had to take the over-under, I would take the over. Toronto has scored 120 plus in all of their last 5 games. I don't know if they'll score 120 tonight, but I feel like it could be a really close game around the 117 to 114 margin, something along the sort. But I would take the over of 223 right now. I think that's a good pick. Third game of the night. And we do like, I don't remember if I said or not, we do like Boston to cover the 2 in that game. Third game of the night, 76ers visiting Portland for the nightcap on TNT. The 76ers have won 4 of their last 5. With Embiid healthy, he has been balling, and he has been putting up a case for the MVP award this season in the NBA. I think the award right now still belongs to Nikola Jokic, but 76ers have been playing better basketball than the Nuggets. So if the Nuggets don't clean up their play, I could see Embiid stealing the MVP from Jokic if it ended today. Obviously, there's still a lot of games to play. LeBron James is always really in the MVP race and is usually the favorite. So I could still see him scooping it at the end and winning the MVP, but we'll pay attention to that. We might check on the MVP odds in an upcoming episode. The 76er, without Nurkic and McCollum, still, I don't see Portland being able to play in the paint, and they're still missing that secondary score. I know that the 76ers just got beat by Portland a week ago, but the Sixers were not at full strength. They are now at 100%. I like the Sixers to cover the 5.5 here. Another prop I like tonight is Embiid's over-under point total is 30. I'm taking the over. He's scored 31 plus in 4 of their last 5. Take the over on Embiid's 30 total point prop. But that'll be it for us today on the episode. We always keep it short and sweet for y'all so you guys can move on with your day. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. If you live in the Arkansas area like me, be careful this weekend. Be careful next week. We have a pretty bad storm coming in. So stay safe out on those roads. But that'll be it for me. Have a happy Thursday, y'all. Take it easy.